In this video, I'll be showing how to increase score, and also I'll be showing how mouse click event listeners work. So the first thing I did in setup scene already was I created a score text model. So to do that, I just drag a text model to wherever I want and I give it a name. In this case, I can name it score 1 since I already have score, but really it's only the value, like right here where it says hello, that gives it the name that's going to show up on the screen. So even though I named this text model score, I could have it display the word yes. And there it is. So since I already have a text model, I'm going to go ahead and delete that one. Right here, I'll select it and then I'll delete it. The other thing I'm going to need, since I'm dealing with a score, is a variable to save my values as I go. So I have one here already called score. To make it though, I just click add scene property, give the variable a name, which in this case could be score 1. Then I set it, it's going to be a whole number, and I'm going to start it at 0. Press OK, and there it is. But since I already have one, I'm just going to delete this one that I made as an example. So now in my first method, I don't really do anything yet because I want the score to go up every time I click one of these little gophers. So already in scene, I have an array. I named it array of moles, but it's just gophers. Just to review how to make an array though, I can make an array out of anything. For example, I can go to gallery class and make an array of the gophers again. So I can click here or here. They both make the same array. I have to give it a name. Usually a name that makes sense. It could be like array of moles. And I'm going to capitalize the O because I'm supposed to follow camel case. Then I have to select isArray, and then I get to go one by one and include them all in the array. I won't do all of it though because I already have it done. So now in setup scene, I just have to make sure that my score is set, that everything is good. I have my moles here, everything I'll be using in my code. For event listeners though, as would make sense, I have to code in initialize event listeners. So the first thing I'll do is that I have to realize that what I want is a mouse function because I want to click on the gophers and then have the score go up. So I'm going to go to mouse and then add mouse click on object listener. And then once there, I have to realize that the computer is going to make a decision. If the gopher is clicked, it will add 1 to the score. If it's not clicked, then it won't do anything. So I need an if statement. Now, here in the mouse click on object listener, I come here to add detail, set of visuals, and then just choose a select array of moles because I'll be using them. So then in if is true, I want to make sure I select relational thing because I'll be comparing the mouse click to the array of gophers. So I really won't be messing with decimal numbers or whole numbers or text strings. So here is my, I'm just going to put something random there for a second. And then the other thing I'll put will be the gophers. For right now, I'll just put this. So basically, I'll be comparing where the mouse is to the gopher that's being clicked. Now here, it won't let me select all the gophers at once. I have to specify which one or select which one in the index of the array. So the way to make it be able to manipulate all of them at once is to have a either for each in or each in together. In this case, it would be a for each in because I don't want to have all the gophers do something together if I've only clicked one. So the items that I will be using in this for each in will just be the gophers in the gallery class. And I'm going to name each gopher in the array each gopher. Then I can select the array of moles that I have already made in scene. And now, if the mouse is at a place where there's any of the gophers in this array of gophers, then the computer will do something, which in this case is increase the score. So right now, I can set the value of the score to something. So for sure, I'm going to have to be changing it from just saying score to saying 1, 2, or 3, or whatever number. Before I can actually set it to a value that makes sense, though, I have to use a variable I defined in scene, because that variable is what's going to store my actual score. This score is just going to display whatever number the variable has. It can't actually do the math that we need it to do. That's what we have the variable for. So I just click anywhere in the background or select this in the drop down. Then I will be going to set score, because that's the score I made in scene as a global variable. So I'm going to set the score to whatever it last was plus 1. The reason why I have it set to itself is because I don't just want it to have only the number 1 each time a mole is clicked. I wanted to add 1 to whatever it last was. So the first time the code sees this, the score is going to be 0, and it's going to set the score to 0 plus 1. The second time it sees this, if I click another mole, it'll set the score to 1 plus 1 and have the score be 2, and so on. And here in set value, all I really want to do is have it display the same thing as I already have. Score. But I want to add the value of the actual variable. So score, score, and then again here. Now, just to make it clear, I want to also have the gopher say, I'm being clicked every time we click a different gopher, just to check that everything is working fine. So I'm going to have it say, I'm being clicked. Now there's two ways to do this. I can just have any random gopher say that, come here, and then drag each gopher into that one. Or on the drop down, go to each gopher, and then from there, drag out a text to say that. So now to test this, I can just run it. The gopher says he's being clicked, and the score goes to 1. This gopher says he's being clicked, the score goes to 2. And it should go that way forever, even if I just keep on repeatedly clicking the same gopher.